Our mission is to create spaces that inspire greatness. My goal is for people to be able to get up inspired in the morning, come home and be able to cook a great meal, but in between that time, they've been refreshed by sleeping at a great home that's comfortable. They get up and they're excited to go to work, they're excited to come home, they're excited to entertain people. So we want to have a house that people can share love and fellowship with their family and friends, and we feel like this is a good place to do it.
I think the architecture here at M Street is refreshingly modern. You have sometimes modern architecture that tries to stretch the limits too much, trying to do things just to be different, and yet this house borrows from those classic dimensions, the massing, the sizing that is so popular here in Churchill and popular in turn of the 20th century neighborhoods that have made these neighborhoods favorites forever.
I think the outside of the house with the cedar and the hardy siding looks really great. Kind of have a sterile look along with a little bit of a warm look as well. The other thing that I really like is the stairwell. I think having the stairs that are suspended, that don't have anything underneath of it, but then adding the metal vertical rail or horizontal rails to it, I think is just, a lot of people, again, like I said earlier, use wood, and I think it's really neat to have metal. It's something that I'll probably put in my next house as well. I just like it that much. And then lastly, I'd say the double-sided fireplace. I think it adds a unique feature that you don't see often. Usually it's up against a wall. It's a great way to break up the room, or break up two different rooms, and I think those are probably the three features that I like the most. The first house ever built was up here in Churchill, actually, so I have an affinity for the area. This is where I started doing what I did, or what I do now, and it's just exploded over the last couple of years. And one of the biggest things about the area is everybody seems to be duplicating the same home. And so after building a few homes like that, we wanted to get a little bit more creative. Knowing that it's an urban area, you can kind of stretch the limits a little bit more. And so we felt that this would probably be a really good area to do something modern.
One of my favorite things about Churchill is how it feels almost like a little town, a quaint little section, totally different from the rest of Richmond, and yet you're right next to the central business district. You're on a separate little hill, you have the gas street lamps at night, you have cobblestone streets, but if you want to go down to Shockoe Bottom, if you want to go to the 17th Street Farmers Market, if you work downtown, all of that's within a few minutes.
I've been very excited about modern for many, many years, and so when I had the opportunity to do it, I started looking at inspiration pictures and different things out there that, could push the edges a little bit and go a little bit more wild and crazy. And so when I met with 510, we talked about what can we do to really push for something a little bit more edgy. And there's a slow trend in this area. Churchill is, there's protected areas of Churchill, but overall, I think the young people, the millennials that are moving in here, want something different, want something more exciting, something that's not 1900s, and that's what M Street is.